Hey, Mark, this is Jay Feely. Excited to talk to you, and you're my favorite mistake. For me, it was when I went to Seattle. I was playing for the New York Giants. We were going out to Seattle to play for home field advantage, and I had a game winner at the end of the game that I missed. Thought I hit a good kick. Wind took it the different way than I thought it would. And then we get into overtime. I have another game winner, a 55-yarder into the wind that I kind of knew I wasn't going to make before I went out there. And then I had a third game winner, and I missed that kick. It's the only kick I ever missed in my career that I can honestly say that it was because of the pressure of the moment and not wanting to miss again and fearing failure, and it had an impact on me. And so I missed 3 game winners. We lose the game. They go down and kick a field goal. And I have to fly back. And I'm trying to get ready that next week to not lose my job. I know if I have another bad game, I'm probably going to lose my job. And we go to Philadelphia. Now we got to win this game to get into the playoffs. And, of course, we go to overtime again. And, of course, I have a game winner again. Now, the night before that game, I'm just trying to sleep. So Saturday night, I'm trying to sleep. And I get 50 text messages from all my friends like, dude, they're killing you on Saturday Night Live right now. And Saturday Night Live does a spoof about me. It's a 4-minute story on Saturday Night Live called The Jay Feely Story, The Long Ride Home. Dane Cook played me. It was all about what it was like to fly on the plane back from Seattle to New York after that game. So I really appreciated that. That was awesome. So now fast forward to the next day, I have a game winner in overtime, trying not to think about them. The field goals that I missed in the Seattle game or the Saturday Night Live skit that they did the night before. They call a timeout to ice me. They play a montage of my misses on the Jumbotron during the timeout. So it was by far the hardest mentally I've ever been challenged. And, I went out, I was able to make the kick. And there was a huge difference for me. Because I failed as bad as I could fail and it didn't break me, I became a much better kicker. I lost a lot of that fear of failure. I had a lot more fun the next 9 years of my career. In fact, I never missed another game winner the next 9 years of my career after that Seattle game. And I think it was directly a result of, failing so bad and having everyone make fun of you, but overcoming that and losing that fear of failure, it allowed you just to be that much better going forward. It allowed me to reach my full potential. I was just good enough before that kick, before that Seattle game, not to get fired and to lose my job. And after that game, the next 9 years, I was one of the better kickers in the NFL. And I think it was a direct result of, going through that situation and, having to rely on my faith and, having to be mentally strong and mentally disciplined, not allowing my mind to wander. And that's really the key for kicking, is that you can't think about the implications of what you're doing. You have to focus on the process, not the product, knowing that if I do the fundamentals right, I'm going to get the result I want. But if I focus on the result, or I think about, the implications of the result, then I lose focus on the actual fundamentals that are going to help me. And then I end up usually having a negative result. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people in those pressure moments, is they start thinking about how important it is, the implications, what's going to happen if they succeed, what's going to happen if they fail. It happens in business as well, or going to give a speech. It's all the same. And for most people, they have to learn to discipline their mind. That's a hard thing. For me, I would occupy it, because I felt if you could occupy your mind with the right things, then it couldn't think about the wrong things. And so for me, as we crossed the 50-yard line and I would kick into gear, like, okay, now it's time to get ready to kick a field goal, I would just start repeating in my head down, lock your ankle, follow through. And when I would get out there to take my steps for kicking, same thing, head down, lock my ankle, follow through. I knew if I did those 3 things, those 3 fundamentals, that I was going to get the result I wanted. Those 3 fundamentals directly led to making field goals. So if I could focus on those things, my mind couldn't think about everything else. Like if I miss this kick, then I'm going to lose my job. Then we're going to have to take the kids out of school. We're going to have to sell the house. Like, all realities, those were all true, but I couldn't let myself think about those in the moment. I hope that helps. I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.